guard just falls too much on a chipwood table. Steam drawing shapes in the air. I trace your name in the spillage. You talk and the room feels small in the best kind of way. I'm weightless. Friends, that's the word we keep like a secret on our tongues. Between coffee cups and crowded buses, I fall in love. In quiet rushes, you call me friend, and my heart stutters. Yeah, I'm caught between the lines we drew. I'm holding all these almost words for you. Love and friendship tangled up between coffee cups. You cry and I lend my sleeve, say I'm here like it's that simple. You smile through the salt and the light, say what would I do without you? I joke, but the truth slips out soft. Underneath the laughter I'd stay on this worn out couch if it meant one more slow night with you. Between coffee cups and crowded buses, I fall in love. In quiet rushes, you call me friend, and my heart stutters. Yeah, I'm caught between the lines we drew. I'm holding all these almost words for you. Love and friendship tangled up between coffee cups. If I told you now, would it break the spell? Or would you take my hand, say I've been there as well? Oh, between coffee cups and crowded buses, I fall in love. In quiet rushes, you call me friend, and my heart stutters. Yeah, I'm caught between the lines we drew. I'm holding all these almost words for you. Love and friendship tangled up between coffee cups. You laugh and my guard just falls too much on a chipwood table. Steam drawing shapes in the air. I trace your name in the spillage. You talk and the room feels small in the best kind of way. I'm weightless. Friends, that's the word we keep like a secret on our tongues. Between coffee cups and crowded buses, I fall in love. In quiet rushes, you call me friend, and my heart stutters. Yeah, I'm caught between the lines we drew. I'm holding all these almost words for you. Love and friendship tangled up between coffee cups. You cry and I lend my sleeve, say I'm here like it's that simple. You smile through the salt and light, say what would I do without you? I joke, but the truth slips out soft underneath the laughter. I'd stay on this worn out couch if it meant one more slow night with you. Between cars guard just falls. 2 mugs on a chipwood table. Steam drawing shapes in the air. I trace your name in the spillage you talk, and the room feels small in the best kind of way. I'm weightless friends. That's the word we keep like a secret on our tongues. Between coffee cups and crowded buses, I fall in love in quiet rushes. You call me friend and my heart stutters. Yeah, I'm caught between the lines we drew. I'm holding all these almost words for you. Love and friendship tangled up between coffee cups. You cry and I lend my sleeve. Say I'm here like it's that simple. You smile through the salt and light. Say what would I do without you? I joke, but the truth slips out soft underneath the laughter. I'd stay on this worn out couch if it meant one more slow night with you. Between